Ahoy, mateys! Today, Captain Curlington will be showing you exactly how to tame the new Palaeoctopus, which, honestly, it's not that hard to tame, but it can be a little bit frustrating if you don't know what to do. And I'll be honest with you guys, I discovered this completely on accident while exploring the ocean and looking for base locations, but this here is me ship, and the hardest part, honestly, is going to be finding one in the right location, because that is the real trick to all of this. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna need some biotoxin. Narcotics work too, but biotoxin works the best, because this is kind of like taming an acro in a way where you have to actually hand feed it the biotoxin to knock it out. But the only way to do so, it's kind of like similar to the Tuso, where you've got to get it to grab you. That's the really tricky part, which I'll be explaining when we get down into the water. So in the meantime, let's go find our Palaeoctopus. Set sail. Alright, my friends, it seems we've spotted a Palaeoctopus down in the depths below. And we're going to see if it's in the right place, right location in order to tame one of these guys. Of course, I'm using the Dino Finder to help us out here a little bit. But let's dive right in and see if we can make it happen. Alright, as we search the ocean depths for the Palaeoctopus, there's one right there. A little bit about your gear. You're going to want probably some flak and something like that, just so, you know, in case you get into a little bit of a fight down here, you can survive easily. And the octopus is going to grab you and potentially deal damage to you if you don't do this well, so I want to make sure you don't die. This one is a level 5. Now, this is the tricky part I was talking about, where it is not currently in the right location. So in order to get one of these guys to actually grab you, it's gonna have to be near some rocks where it's gonna camouflage and then blend into the rocks, and then you could sneak up on it, have it grab you, and then you can start the taming process. But this guy's not close enough to the rocks, and we might be able to solve that if we get close to it. It'll run away, and then maybe it might head into the rocks, and might be able to tame it from there. There's one over here as well, the level 50, and see, that's the real tricky part, is getting it to go where you want it to. So I don't know if there's really a trick to that, but what has helped me previously is kind of just staying away from it when it's close to the rocks and waiting to see if it'll go there on its own and then camouflage. So as long as I keep my sights on it, it might just do exactly that. Now it's on the rocks now, so it should just be a matter of time, hopefully. Yeah, this is the problem you might run into, where it then moves away from the rocks, so you never know if it's going to go where you need it to or not. So in my previous taming attempts, I've found the best luck actually just trying to find one of these guys in one of these kind of caverns where there's just like rocks on all sides, and just kind of waiting for it to do its thing. So I'm gonna try it that way and see if it works. All right, my friends, looks like we spotted a Palaeoctopus hiding right in front of us. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can do this or not. Let's just give it a try. Alright, it grabbed me, so this is a success already. Now, here's the really tricky part. You've got to wait to a certain point where you can actually feed it. And that's when it does that. So when it opens up its mouth big and wide and makes that noise, that's when you can actually feed it your biotoxin. Now, in order to see its torpor, I kind of got to hit it, which it'll hit me back, which isn't great, but it's the only way I can really see the torpor, because it's kind of bugged right now. So you got about 2,000 off of that, and it's got about 30k total, so it's going to take probably about 16, 17 feeds or so to tame this guy. And it's a level 230. Alright. Wait a sec. I'll go ahead and feed it here. There we go. Cool, now we've got some more torpor. Let's take a look at it. We got 2.7k. So we got to do that a few more times. Ouch, that was mean. But yeah, when you hit them, it will hit you back, so I wouldn't constantly check the torpor if you don't have to. Just know how many feeds. It's going to be about like 17 or so. No, I'm not fully sure, but I think you actually do gain oxygen back while you're doing this taming, and when you feed it, I'm gonna test that right now. I've put my flak back on and we'll see what happens. So yeah, you do actually get your oxygen back when it pulls you under, which is good. Good to know. You still don't need scuba for this. Alright, let's go ahead and feed it again. That's 4 feeds now. We got quite a few left to go. So y'all, I realized I made a mistake earlier. I actually was attempting to tame this exact Palaeoctopus earlier, and I got a little bit of torpor on it, so that 2,000 that we started with was actually inflated from my earlier attempt. So I think we're really only gaining about 800 or so each, so yeah, this is going to take quite a while longer. Yeah, if you feed it too early, I think you actually lose some HP. That's why I like my characters like grunting. You just gotta be careful about that. Yeah, that time there was no grunt. I didn't take any damage. So yeah, just be careful. If you try to feed it too early, it will damage you. But yeah, when it opens up its mouth big and wide like it's been doing, wait about like a half a second or so, and then that's when you want to feed it. There we go. Perfect. Now, I brought 80 narcotics, you know, can't bring too many. You can bring too little, but you can't bring too many. Oh no, there's a shark here. So I guess in the future, for everybody watching this, it might be wise to make sure you kill everything nearby so this doesn't happen. Now, if this does happen to you, and obviously you're not playing with creative mode, you can punch the Palaeoctopus with left click to break free and then deal with the shark, but the only problem is the Palaeoctopus probably will run away and you'll have to find it again, which would really suck, so just gonna have to try to make sure to deal with everything that's nearby. Now obviously I'm on single player, so stuff is kind of spawning in randomly, so you can't really do anything about that. I kind of want to check its torpor, so we're a little bit less than halfway there. Alright, guys. Well, we have knocked it out. So, I'm not sure where it went. Oh, there it is. It fell down here. It scared me for a second. I was like, oh god, all my progress. Now, just another word of advice I should have mentioned earlier. It's probably a good idea to bring, like, a good harpoon gun down here, or, like, an actual tame. Something to help you kill off other things around this guy. So nothing happens to it. So, unfortunately, I just learned that you cannot tame the ones that are above the regular level cap, which should be 150. So this one that was like level 230, that took me quite a while to knock out, can't actually tame these ones, so you can't put anything in its inventory, so I had to go and find another one. Okay, so that other one was not going to work. We found another one that's camouflaged here. This should work this time. Alright, just like that, it grabbed me, so sweet, we're in business. Alright, so with that first one, it wasn't actually tameable, unfortunately. I didn't know that. But I think the spyglass did tell me, so I just didn't know if it was, like, tweaking or not. But yeah, this is the one you can actually tame now. We're going to find out together which kind of kibble it prefers. So we're giving it simple, superior, extraordinary, and exceptional, and we'll see which one it eats. So it seems like it was willing to eat the superior kibble, which kind of shocked me, but it works for me. Now the spyglass says that it'll eat black pearls. It doesn't even say kibble on here, so I'm really not sure. But the black pearls were in here when it decided to eat the superior kibble, so it seems like it preferred the superior kibble. So I was able to confirm that it will not eat black pearls. I left the black pearls as the only thing in its inventory, and it just didn't eat anything, and the taming just started to drop, so you do have to feed it like meat or kibble. In my case, I'm using extraordinary kibble. but it seems like it'll eat Superior just fine. Alright guys, now the Palaeoctopus has some really cool abilities, like this camouflage one here where nothing seems to be able to see me, which is great. But we'll go over those abilities in a separate video, because there is a lot to go over, and I've kind of got to figure out how to make sure I know how to use all of them. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you all next time.